G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. I've got a new little mold that I'm going to play with today. Look, it's Axolotl. So first time using him today, or her. And yeah, I'm going to have a bit of a play today. This one is from Let's Resin. So what I thought I would do first, it's got little eyes there. They're pretty small. The smallest glass eye I have are these ones. I've got written on my little bag 8mm. They look a little bit big, but like I said, it's the smallest eye that I've got. So I'm going to try it and just hope it's going to work. I've picked out these two. I had to Google what axolotl eyes look like, because you know sometimes eyes they've got a little slit, sort of like that, or maybe they're round, the pupils. But anyway, the photos I saw had the round pupils. So I've picked out those two. I think they will look nice. Put these back. And I'm going to do this in 2 steps or 2 layers. So, well, I'm going to put the eyes in first with my UV resin. This is the Let's Resin UV resin. So I'll just talk to you about what I'm going to do as I do it. And I'm using the Let's Resin little UV lamp. This is the one that has the magnetized sides there, and it has another half on the bottom with the clear plate in the middle, but I don't need that today, so I'm just going to use this top piece. So you can do it either way. You can use it with the shelf so it cures both sides at once, but yeah, I don't need that today, so we're just going to have that side. So let's get started. Hopefully I can get into those little eye spaces quite easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a little bit of the UV resin just on there like so. Actually, I wonder if I can actually get that in. I only really get one chance at this, otherwise you get UV resin everywhere. I was going to attempt to do it with my little tweezers, but maybe I can just sort of maneuver it. I know it's a little bit hard for you to see, I'm sorry. I don't know if I've got it in the right spot actually, because there's an eyelid. No, I haven't. Okay, I can see what I've done now. I put it in the actual eyelid, which is the bigger hole. So I'm going to just drop it down a little bit. That little bit of UV resin, that won't matter because I'm going to cover it with clear resin anyway. But yeah, until you get it in there, it's a bit hard to know whether you got it in the actual eye hole or whether it's in the eyelid hole. All right, I'm going to hold that there. All right, let's cure that. So I'm going to cure it all over. And oh, well, I'll just hold it here because I can't let go to press pause. Oh, I guess, no, I can't. I can't. You're just going to have to bear with me. I guess I could do it this way, couldn't I? There. There we go. That's going to stand. Wouldn't stand because the cable's in the way. All right, so that's that there. Now I can probably turn it upside down and just cure that side. Okay, now I've got hands free. I'll just do a couple of minutes and then we'll come back to you and we'll do that other little eye, hey? All right, we'll move on to the next one. Turn off. Move on to the next one and then I can sort of cure them both at the same time. Now I know where the little eye hole is. Now you've got to be really careful that you don't touch around where you've already stuck that eye. Look, there it is. You can kind of check to make sure it's in the right spot. Hopefully it's okay. But like I said, the eye is a little bit bigger than what I would potentially want, but it'll do. All right, little drop there just on top. Make sure it hasn't got any bubbles in it. I'm going to just swap over and I just do it this way because I can actually see where I'm going with this one. Pop them in there. There we go. Look at that. See that it's in the right spot. Now my finger's stuck onto it. That's okay. I'll use my little tweezers again, like I did with the other one, just to maneuver it down where it needs to be. Like so. Not in the eyelid. Okay, that looks good. I think they're both the same. Alright, it's, yep, that looks as if they are. I don't know that you can see. Alright, let's just do this. Alright, so I'm going to cure both of them for a few minutes, and I'm going to mix up some resin, and I will come back to you for the next step. I think they've had long enough. Move those to the side because I'll use those later. Look at that. It looks pretty cute. Now, if you got to this stage and you thought, nah, they're not quite even, you can just pop them out and do them again. But I'm happy with that. Put that back under my table. Now, what I'm going to do is zoom you in a little bit more. I can't see a thing through my screen. Hopefully it's okay. I can't see. I've got some new ring lights. I've got one, 2, 3, 4, 5 big ring lights, and yeah, my screen's just black, so I can't see anything. So hopefully it's good. If you are videoing like this, because I've had a few people ask, I've got the big arm. I've done a video on it a while back. I've got this boom arm that's over there that comes across, and my phone's attached, and it just aims down. So what I want to do now is, like I said, I want to do two layers. So the first layer is going to be just some clear resin, and I am using the Let's Resin Fast Cure for this. I'm using all Let's Resin today, okay? All Let's Resin. And because of that, I will link their US Amazon store, their UK Amazon store, and their regular website down in the description, plus a 10% off coupon code. So if you go into any of those links, you can buy whatever you want through there, and the code will work. So what I want to do is, I might actually spray this though. I'm going to put some resin in. I want to go over the eyes though, because I don't want to risk knocking those out. So I'm going to go into the eyes, and I think I'm going to try and get some spray in there as well, in that little tail. All right, here we go. So I'm just going to fill up. I don't even know how much I need, but I want it to go over the eyes so I don't risk popping those out. Oh, I didn't need all that, did I? Now, don't, normally like you would squeeze, you know, to get the resin to go into areas. I'm happy to squeeze the tail, but don't squeeze in these little fins up here, you know, around the head. I don't know what they're called. I'll squeeze those. Just make sure where I'm squeezing. Make sure there's no air bubbles trapped in those. And this one down here, you can get your fingers in there and give it a bit of a squeeze. I don't think there's any air. Oh, there's a bubble. Look at that. I don't know if you can see, there's bubbles. So where I am squeezing, there are bubbles coming up. So it's just as well I did that, otherwise I would have had bubbles in those as well. Yeah, so make sure you give everything a good squeeze. Don't squeeze the eyes, but squeeze those little fins. Whatever, not fins, I know, but whatever those are called. And there's a bubble right there in the nose area, so I'll just get that out. So that's looking good. Can't really, the tail goes right down to in here. I can't see where the resin is. I'm going to put just a tiny bit more in, like so. just to make sure that it's in that sort of tail area. I can see it's getting into that tail there, into there. And then that's pretty much it. Okay, we're just going to leave it like that. I'm going to, it's probably about half full, I guess. So I'm going to let this cure, but not totally cure, because then once you do a second layer, if this layer is totally cured, when you unmold it, you can see where the two join together. Whereas if you leave it till it's a little bit soft, I mean, obviously I don't want to be having it too sticky, because I'm going to come back and I'm going to brush some dust, some holographic powder on there. So it's got to be dry enough, but certainly not hard enough to unmold. So I will come back and check this in about 3 hours, and then we'll move on to the next step. Right, it has cured probably a little bit more than I was wanting it to, only because the body cured faster than the little skinny tail. The tail's still quite soft, but I'm going to go with it because it's deeper there, so it cured faster. The tail is very thin and shallow, so yeah, it hasn't cured as fast. So we're just going to do it and see what happens. I am going to use the Let's Resin holographic colors today, and I'm going to go with the aqua blue, which is what I'm going to do. I have got a project in mind for the pink, so pinky purple, so that'll be coming up soon, but today the aqua blue, that's it there. All right, so what I need to do is I'm just going to take my little brush. I think that's the softest one I have, maybe that one. Got a couple of different sizes because the little one I might need for the tail. So basically what I'm going to do is very carefully, because I don't want to dislodge the resin that's touching the mold. So I'm just going to dust the mold, dust the resin, being careful not to dislodge anything. Doesn't really want to stick to the resin all that well, but it's sticking to the mold, so that's a good thing. So I'm just going to dust the whole thing, the mold, like so. It doesn't look as if any of the blue is staying onto that resin there. Looks as if it's just coming straight off, but maybe it is, maybe it is. So I'm just gonna, actually I'm in two minds about, I've got these little beads, and I was thinking about putting a little white bead in each toe, so I may do that. We'll see. I think it would be cute. I'm just not exactly sure how to do it, is all. Because if I was doing it, I probably have to put the little ball in first and then dust up to it. Hey, there's no point having dust and then trying to put the, or powder I should say, not dust, powder in the toes and then put the little ball on top, because you won't see the little ball. Oh, see, that's sticking there where the resin's a little bit softer. It's not sticking here though. Not sure exactly how I'm supposed to, how I can combat that. Just have to keep rubbing it on and see what happens. This is why you need to do it while the resin's still a little bit soft, so that the powder can stick. I guess if I was doing it again, what I could do is, because it doesn't want to stick here, even though the tail is still soft, I could perhaps do the body and then like dust it and then come back and dust the tail. So that's probably a better option. But anyway, we'll continue and just see what it's going to be like. Get in here. It's quite dangerous trying to torch in there because, you know, you can burn your mold. So you really don't want to be doing that. But I think I need to somehow warm up the resin because it's just not sticking. Okay, I might have to swap to a smaller brush now, unless I can get in there. Yep. Okay, I'll just shove it in there. There we go. Shove it in there. Get up the top, get on the resin. So I'm going to finish this and I'll come back to you. Actually, let's see. Just going to see what it looks like if I try and get a little bead into each of these toes. And then once it's in there, it might not work. You know, my silly idea might not work at all. Whoops. I think it's going to be a bit of a tricky job to do, isn't it? Okay, that one's gone. I do have slightly smaller ones, but I can't see the point of putting in something that's so small that you're not even going to see, you know? I don't know that that's going to work. So the next size down is that one. That's the difference in size. So I may have to just go with the little one, I guess. I was hoping to do the bigger one, but just going to have to go with the smaller ones. Oops, that's a bit tricky. They're flying around everywhere. But yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Look, I really would like them to go in there. I'm just going to have to see if I can find some smaller ones. I'm going to have to tip these out into a bowl so that I can get the smaller ones out. Okay. Oh gosh, I do make work for myself, don't I? There's a little one. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with me finding them all and putting them in there because it's going to take me a little while to do, and of course they're sticking to everything. I'm just going to do this one here because I want to see if I can just dust after it. I see most of these are like a pale blue colour, the little tiny ones, but I want white. Oh, there's a white one. Okay, so we need 4 in each, so I'm going to need to go and find another 12. Get in there. Yeah, I think the bigger size is just too big for this little guy. And then once the little beads are in there, I should be able to then just go and dust around them like so. I think that'll be good. And that's just stopping them, you know, the powder going in right into the toes. So I'm going to finish this. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I wonder if I could put some UV resin down there and partially cure it. Might have to do that. Do you think that would work? Because it's just not sticking. Okay, hang on. It is. I just have to work at it a bit more. Okay. Kind of rub it in. Okay, that's working. Just need to rub it. Rub it in. So I will finish this and go and find some more little beads, put them in the toes, and then I'll come back to you. Wish me luck. All right, I've finally finished. I'm glad I didn't video that for you because it took me a little while. So I ended up going back to the slightly bigger balls, and yeah, hopefully they'll stay in. This little foot at the back here, that toe there seems to be a little bit smaller than the other toes, but a bit of a tight fit. Anyway, it's done, and I just gently blew out any excess powder. Now I'm going in again with the Let's Resin Fast Cure. Pour that in. Actually, before I finish that, when I was looking at it sideways, across the back and down the tail, there's there's a fin across the top. And I didn't really think about it at the time, but I filled it in with clear resin. So that fin that runs along his back is going to be clear, and the rest of it's all going to be shimmery. So anyway, lesson learned. I've learned a few things on this pour. Hopefully you have learned a few things too. Now be careful not to squeeze anything really, because I don't want the cured resin to pop out of the mold. I don't want the little balls to pop out of the toes. So we're just going to do this real carefully. But it was fun. I like to challenge myself with new things. I get bored pretty quickly. So hopefully it's going to be worth the trouble. Not that it was trouble, it's just, you know, with a new mold, first time it can have a few little teething issues because I wasn't sure exactly how to, yeah, just do it. Oh, there's a bubble that's come out there. All right, that's, oh, there's another bubble. Where's that coming from? Hope it's not coming from, hope I haven't inadvertently had a gap there between the cured resin and the silicone mold. So now all I need to do is very carefully, I just want to make sure that the resin is touching each of these little beads or balls, so that when the toes are actually unmolded, we want those little balls to be attached. Knowing my luck, they'll just all fall apart and won't be. What if I can get resin over the top of them? I want to try and get some resin over the tops of each of those, just because I'm worried that they may just fall straight off if they're only just touching the side of the resin. So let's just put some resin over the top, like so. I think the toes at the front are a bit bigger than the toes at the back because the little balls fit much easier into those, that's for sure. Okay, got a little bit of resin left over. I might try another Petri. All right, so that is done. Look, I hope it turns out nicely. I just wanted a sort of ethereal look, not too opaque, just a pretty kind of a look. Give it a squirt with some isopropyl, and I will see you later on today. Won't take very long for the unmolding. Oh, it's going to be exciting. I'm nervous though. See you soon. Okay, I think it's done. I had to do my nails to match. Look. Anyway, The fingers and toes might be a little bit soft still, but the rest of it is done. So let's get it out. Now, I wonder which is the best way to unmold. Oh, look, the toes, the toes. I think the tail, I don't know. I seem to think that the things that are covered the most in silicone tend to be the more difficult to unmold. May have to leave it till last, but just got to make sure I don't break a toe. Oh, okay, that's going to move from there. I can pull on this. Okay, I'll come back to it. Let's do these. Not really sure which I should be doing. Okay, if I do that, that's going to loosen the toes. Has anybody else done this mold? The Axolotl from Let's Resin. Okay, I might come back to that. I just don't want to break a toe. But I've got to get it up over the head. What's that? Oh, that's just a piece of resin that was in there. Oh, I thought I'd broken something. I hadn't. All right, we'll just take our time. That's out. Okay, that's out. That's out. All right, I'm going to do the head last. It seems like the head, because it's got this bit in here, it'll probably come out easier when I take the head out. Maybe. I'll hold it around here. Let's see if I can. Nope. I think I'll come back to that because it's still a little bit soft. Sorry, guys. Taking a while here. It's always, like I said, it's always a bit tricky when you've got a new mold that you've never used. Like how to unmold it, and it's not necessarily difficult to unmold. I just, probably because the toes are a little bit on the soft side. But, I wanted to get it done. Oh, look at that. It's done. It's done. Okay, now, what have we got here? Oh, yes, those fins on top of the head too. They're going to be clear, as well as that one that goes around the... Well, these are quite big, actually, those bits. Don't look, Julie. Don't look. Okay, we're not looking yet. Okay, let's turn him around. Now, I should be able to just wiggle. 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 Yay! See, it's still a bit soft. Cute. All right. I think that's supposed to be on an angle like that. Now then, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get a piece of black card. Get that off. A piece of black card to put it on. Are we ready? Oh, I hope it's worked. I really hope. I hope it's worked. Oh gosh. All right, here we go. Are we ready? Oh, look at that. That looks so cool. Look at the eyes, you guys. Look at the eyes. That's so sweet. All right, now let's look at the toes. The toes have worked really well. I can't believe how nicely my nails match, though. All right, so I'm missing the tip there and the tip there. I didn't realize when I was pouring it that they were quite so deep. So I think next time I'm going to have to get, what can I use? Maybe something like this. You know, those little silicone tips? Because I didn't realize that it was quite so deep. So once I've poured the resin in, really push it in like that. See, it goes all the way in there. So really push it in there and get any bubbles out. And then the same on this side. Look how deep it is. So yeah, I didn't really realize, but yeah, should. I mean, I was trying to be careful not to dislodge an eye, I guess, but I should have done that next time. See, this is good, you see. I tell you what not to do, and then you can go and do it properly and show me. Show me on my Facebook group, Pouring Your Heart Out. Oh, that is so cute. Really like it. So looking at it from the side, this fin or whatever it is clear because I poured that with the body. So that's clear. These are clear. I actually quite like it, having it a little bit clear. It doesn't need to be all too coloured. And I didn't want to put black in it. I just wanted to have it, like I said earlier, a bit translucent. Those eyes have worked really well. So these are the 8mm eyes. And the toes have worked well. Look at that. I guess you can't really tell that there's a bead in each. It just looks as if I've painted them with some silver. That is so cute. All right. Let me know what you think of it. Happy with it. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I'll put him there and I'll bring you down for a bit of a close-up. And I have got something else to show you coming up real soon. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and you won't miss any of my videos. And don't forget to check out all the Let's Resin goodies that I've used today. I think I might have to take him into a different light. Whoops, come back here. Come back here to show you different effects. Let's try, come over here, get away from that bright light. There we go. Look, now we can see. Now we can see those different colours. Holographics. Hello. You're so cute. Yes, you are. There we go. Trying to get it in frame. There we go. Now you can see the different colours, which you couldn't really see before with all those ring lights. But you can see the holographics now. But obviously, if I had to do like a black background, the holographics would be a lot more sort of visible. They would stand out a lot more, but that's not what I wanted for this little guy. I just wanted to have him a little bit translucent, a little ethereal looking, and I think that's what I achieved. So there he is side on, but then if you just look at him top, you can't really see that there's clear as well. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of this little dude. And I will see you all again real soon for the next video. I'll just put him there, then I can say goodbye. Okay. Bye for now.